Hello, Brick Sculptors, and welcome back to Brick Sculpt. This is Chris, and today I want to talk to you about 5 pieces I wish LEGO would make. There are so many different pieces out there that are so useful for LEGO, and as they make more and more, I'm constantly finding times where I'm like, I just wish they would make that piece. So I want to talk about a few of those with you today, and see if you agree, and maybe you have some solutions for some of these problems. The first one, as you guys probably all know, one of the most popular pieces in the LEGO-verse, the cheese wedge. Cheese wedges came on the scene, and man, they took it by storm. This piece is so useful for detail work. You can do pretty much anything with it, and I think this is a fan favorite of pretty much everyone. Now, as much as I use cheese wedges, there's one thing that really irks me about cheese wedges. They don't make corners. Now, I know cheese corners sounds like a delicious snack, and I would love to get my hands on some of those, but that's not what I'm asking for here. Now, I love to build roofs with cheese wedges because I think they give just a great shingled look. But when you build a roof like this and you get to the corners, what do? Well, this is the best I've come up with, where I just use one of these quarter round pieces. Doesn't look great, but it looks better than nothing in there. And unfortunately, I need cheese corners. So if we could make one of these where it's angled on 2 sides, I would be a happy man. Also, inside corner would be nice too. A little less necessary, but hey, if you're going to make it, I would be eternally grateful as well. Let's talk about the next one. Now, Rick here is holding a classic LEGO piece, the LEGO vent. They've been making these for a really, really long time. This is a piece from my childhood. And I do love this piece, but I wish they would make another variation of it. You see, there are times when you don't want the lines to go the long way, but you want them to go the short way. And I can give a few examples. Let's say you're building a little car. This grill doesn't look bad, but at times you might want it to go this way. Well, and there's really not a good solution for that. LEGO, fairly recently, gave us this piece, which looks like it would do it, but it's a double cheese wedge. Still a handy piece. I love this piece too, but it doesn't fix our problem here. Now, an even more classic LEGO piece is this one. But these are kind of outdated on vehicles. I use them occasionally, but this is a much better look. And nowadays, a lot of people, or most people, are building the front ends of their vehicles with snot technique. So that kind of makes this obsolete. Now, you could say, why don't you just overlap them? Like, let's say I'm going to make a sewer grate. You put 2 of them like this, and just put the curb over the top. Well, that works in some applications, but not in all. I want that piece to stand alone, 1 by 2, with the lines going that way. Now I'm going to share something with you, and please don't report me to the LEGO authorities. When I was in high school, I used to be a little bit meaner on my LEGO, but I would actually cut these pieces. So this is a little car I made that I modeled off of an old Mustang convertible. And when I got to the hood, they had vents that went this way. And it just didn't look right doing this. So what did my crafty 16-year-old self do? I got out a razor blade, and I made the part I wanted. Not proud of it, but it worked, and it looked better. So I have done this before, and I have done it on grills as well. I don't do this anymore. I follow the rules now. But my younger self, I did that quite a bit. Let's see another one. Now, I think just about everyone would agree that one of the most impactful pieces ever to be used in LEGO City building is the Masonry brick. Everyone loves this piece. When these hit the scene, they were the hottest thing, and they really still are. But I know you know where I'm going with this. There's one big problem. They make it in 2 wide, and they make it in 4 wide. Both of these pieces are incredibly useful. The problem is, having just these as your options is a little less useful. Where the heck are the odd numbers? We need a 3 wide, and print it just the same. Put brick on one side, and the siding texture on the other. And we need a 1 by 1. On the 1 by 1, you can make it a corner piece. You can put brick texture on 2 sides and siding on the other 2. And if I'm not asking too much, do a corner as well, just for me. Alright, that's all. Now, if you watched my video on LEGO scale, this one won't be a surprise to you. But there's a big problem with Lego cars. None of them fit more than one minifig. And this vehicle from the 90s does. All because of the use of one piece. This guy. Now, although this piece is awesome, it's incredibly limiting because it's designed to look like an old-timey Model T. Or whatever that is. And it only comes in a handful of colors. I don't see any reason Lego can't make a more modern version of this that runs 6 wide. And you could adapt into a modern vehicle where you can fit 2 seats side by side into a molded piece like this. And heck, you could even put 2 seats behind them and make a 4-passenger vehicle. It's just a matter of having the right part. Because Lego minifigs do not fit in 6 wide vehicles, which is absurd because the vehicles are so big. It's all because of their crazy proportions. Rick, close your ears. They're short and they're fat. Okay, Rick, you can open them now. And last, but certainly not least, we're going to go back to masonry bricks here, but keep in mind this doesn't have to be strictly masonry bricks. We're missing a color. Now let's say I want to build a brick wall. Well, tan doesn't really do it. That looks like a cinder block wall. Okay, some bricks are kind of brownish. This might work in medium nougat. But a brick wall really should be red, right? Whoa, calm down. That's really red. There's some brick walls that are that color, but most of them, come on, that's pretty rich. Okay, dark orange looks good. I've seen brick walls that look like that. But it's still not a classic brick wall. You would think with all this masonry texture they'd have the right color, right? Well, I got news for you. They do. Or at least they did. You probably know where I'm going with this. Sand red. In my opinion, one of the best colors ever made. I know I'm not alone on that one. Sand red was the perfect color. Can you imagine this color in a masonry texture? This brick would be the hottest thing to ever hit the Lego scene. So Lego, if you're listening, and I'm sure I'm not the first one to tell you this, bring back sand red. We all miss it. Its life was too short, it died too young, and we need it back in our life. Well, that's all for this one. I hope you guys liked this video. If I missed anything, or you have other bricks that you'd like to see made, let me know in the comments. Please like, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.